Hi, this is Libin, Chacko, Kurian from Stat Media Group. We are joining here from Chicago, Africa, 2023, happening here in Johannesburg, South Africa. Today joined by Jonathan Clark. He's the CEO and EVP at Air Menzies International. Thank you so much, John, for joining us today.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
John, let me start by asking about the global economic scenario. There is still debate about whether we are in a recession yet, but the air cargo demand has already soared. So can you please give me perspective of what is happening in terms of the demand and supply in the global air cargo industry right now?
A slow decline over the last 4 or 5 months. Some people felt this earlier, or some companies felt it earlier, and also some countries started to see a decline perhaps much earlier than the middle of last year. But certainly the last 3 or 4 months, we've definitely seen this decline. Now, as you say, whether we're in recession officially, I think it's a pretty big bump in the road. The last few years has been extremely good for air freight. Unfortunately, we've had to go through this COVID, which has been terrible for, obviously, many people have lost their lives. But, from an air freight perspective, successful few years. But yeah, with those successful few years, inflation has started to go up. We've started to see people not buying as many products globally. Of course, that's seen a decline in the tonnages, into many markets. And now we find ourselves, the beginning of this year, I think we're facing some challenges getting into this year and probably into early next year as well, before we see any sign of recovery.
Thank you so much for giving that perspective, a historical perspective of air cargo. Even though it's a tough time, can you give me an idea about how Air Menzies International is navigating this scenario right now in terms of partnership, growth, sales? How you are navigating this?
Yeah, so last year and the year before, we're looking at expansion globally, so opening up in new markets. Last year we opened up in Toronto, we opened up in Pakistan, Lahore and Karachi, we opened up in Frankfurt, and so opened up 4 branches last year. It brought us to a total of 27 branches globally. Over the next few years, we want to expand into Asia. We're not very strong in Asia. We've got one office in Hong Kong, but very small office in Mumbai. But that area we see as the kind of growth area. China, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, that area where we're not active at the moment. But of course that makes up a lot of the global major trade lanes. So we want to be in the areas global trade is the strongest. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to expand into those areas in the next few years.
Wholesale, freight forward, and can you take me through the expertise that you have and the team you have, for example, how you deal with some of being and also neutral wholesale freight forwarder, for example, leading one?
We've been in business since 1976. The business started in the UK, and slowly but surely we've built up this very good business globally through acquisition, mainly in the US, in Australia, in New Zealand. As I mentioned, we're in Hong Kong. We're sitting here in Africa, of course. We have offices in Cape Town and Johannesburg and also Durban. So we've grown this model over the years, and what we do is we only deal, say, mainly with the small to medium-sized freight forwarders who perhaps don't have the global buying power some of the big companies have, some of the big top 10 forwarders. We consolidate cargo together from different companies, either consolidate it onto one master aero bill, or simply we just provide the services, the security, x-raying, the customs clearance, the handling, the packing, the transfer to the airline, the booking with the airline, and perhaps even the customs clearance and delivery at the consignee or the other end of the transport chain. So we try to put together a full package where any small company or any medium-sized company can come to us and we give them a full suite of services for air freight.
Can you also give us an idea about your clients, how they are responding to some of these scenarios, and what are the new demands coming up, both from your client side as well as you deal with the airlines, how they are responding to you, and what is your communications with them, collaboration?
The digital space is very important. So we have introduced a TMF system, a new transport management system, various systems globally, operational systems. We wanted to migrate into one, so we bought a very good system off the shelf. I won't mention the name, and slowly we're migrating onto this new system. And by the end of this year, all our offices, or 27 offices globally, will be onto one system. And the advantages of that are, we can communicate with the carriers and we can make bookings with the carriers. We can send the proper messaging. We can also send information to our clients. Our clients can come onto our website, track and trace their shipments. A lot more service, if you like, for customers. So in the future, they'll be able to go onto our website, do their own bookings with us automatically. automatically book with the airline, they'll be able to track, they'll be able to pull their invoices off our system directly, they can upload manifests, they can upload invoices as well, or any documentation for customs. So it'll become very interactive. We don't want to get away from the customer interaction. We don't want everything to be automated. This industry, everybody, we have to have some sort of interaction with the customers, in a personal touch. So even although the digital side is very important, the customer service side and the interaction with people is very important for us as well. And some of our products as well. So we have an express product. We're a reseller for some big integrators globally. So our clients can come onto our website. They can book express shipments automatically onto our website. That automatically books with integrators. We can arrange to have either the shipments picked up at origin from taken to door, or the clients can drop into our facilities, and then we can pass the shipments on to the integrator.
What brings you to Chicago, Africa? And can you give me an idea about your operations in South Africa?
So Africa, I used to live here for 15 years in Johannesburg and worked for various airlines. So, Africa is very dear to my heart. I've travelled all over Africa, in my previous jobs. South Africa is very important for us as well. We have an office in Johannesburg. We've got an office in Durban, an office in Cape Town. Very, very good operation here. We're expanding the number 3 in IATA rankings out of South Africa, which we're very proud of, and the team have done a fantastic job in South Africa over the years. We just broke ground 3 days ago in a brand new facility that we're building in Johannesburg, just over 4,000 square metres, very close to the airport, and we did the ceremony yesterday to do the first dig. So we broke ground. Building will be finished in September. We're also expanding our perishable facility at Johannesburg at the airport. We have an on-apron facility there. We're going to double the size of it, so that will happen in the next few months. And then in Cape Town, we're going to relocate into a bigger facility in Cape Town, also offering more perishable facilities there and tripling the size of our footprint in Cape Town. So it's very exciting and very, very good market for us.
Congrats for the new facility. Looking at the future, what can we expect from Air Menzies International in the near future? Or if I may say, when we again in the next Chicago, Africa, what we can expect from you?
Next 2 years, we're looking at expansion, as I said before. We want to double the size of our footprint. So instead of being in 27 branches globally, we want to be in over 50 branches globally. We want to keep growing, and we want to make sure that we're in all the major trade lanes globally as well. We want to not only deal with small and medium-sized freight forwarders, we also want to deal with bigger size freight forwarders as well, and we can only do that if we're in more markets, and we've got this sort of cross trade lanes, and make sure that we're in the trade lanes where customers are wanting us to be and be competitive. We want to make sure that transformation takes place as far as IT, so on one system globally, a system that can help customers self-service, move on to a new express platform as well. As I mentioned earlier on, we've got this express product. We're also replatforming that to make it easier and much more efficient for the customer to do business with us on the platform. And then, of course, we want to look at different products as well. We want to expand our perishable product. We started in South Africa and other parts of the world. Perishable is very important. Kenya, for example, North Africa, East Africa, and some other parts of the world where perishables are a big product. So again, we do the expansion in South Africa, and then we use the learning and look at other markets where we can use that expertise as well.
You almost want to double your number of branches, 27 to 50. So it would mean a lot of growth and volume and demand. Where I can expect this to come from?
Most of that will be M&A. The organic, we're started up in many branches organically, but for us, we have to be in a market and then grow organically. So we would grow with acquisition future. It's very difficult to double in 2 years without doing some acquisitions. I think the difficulty is many companies have been very successful over the last 2 years. Of course, that means that the price being asked for certain businesses are probably inflated. But the middle of this year, the end of this year, the market should start to stabilise and should start to get back to some sort of normality, if that's ever possible. The air freight rates will still remain elevated. I'm pretty sure the profits of some companies will start to come down a bit. So we want to take advantage of that over the next few years and really look at quality companies that we can either do joint ventures with or into some sort of partnership with or even purchase. and that's why we want to look at this expansion, and of course we want to offer our customers more range of countries that we can help them with. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting few years.
What does it really mean to your clients?
So they'll be able to put, instead of picking up the phone and making a booking with a person and maybe having to wait until we've contacted the airline or we've done the booking ourselves, they can go straight in, either make the booking online or in the future make a booking in their own system, and then we have an API link between their system and ours, and then it's all seamless. So their booking comes to our system books with the airline, and also from a rating point of view, a quote and book. We have a quote and book system in the UK. The customers can come on, they can have a quotation straight away, and if they like the quotation, they can make the booking, and we'll expand that globally, towards the end of this year once we're on one platform.
Thank you so much, John, for joining us today.
Thank you.